Someday, you found yourself staring at the clock, checking your phone repeatedly, hoping for a message from someone special only to be met with silence again and again. A silence that breeds disappointment, something that has become all too familiar. Deep down, everyone carries a longing to be noticed, to be cared for by the one who always seems just out of reach. But here's the good news. There are psychological techniques that can subtly influence the mind of that special person, making them start to feel your absence and crave your presence. The human mind is truly extraordinary, and one of its most fascinating traits is its attraction to what it cannot easily possess. What is just beyond reach tends to ignite desire. This is a timeless truth. We often don't realize the value of something until we feel it slipping away. By using specific strategies, you can spark a sense of longing in someone's heart, making them think of you even in your absence. The first and most important rule to win someone's heart and make them genuinely miss you is to create a halo of mystery. This concept isn't new. Since ancient times, people have understood the magnetic pull mystery can have on the human psyche. Music in the context of personal relationships. Mystery isn't about hiding information or practicing cold secrecy. It's about intentional and thoughtful management of what you reveal and when, drawing someone in not by what you say, but often by what you leave unsaid. What you choose to withhold is just as powerful as what you share, just like a good novel that doesn't reveal its entire plot at once but unfolds gradually, keeping the reader intrigued. Your interactions too can carry that same subtle pull, where every detail you reveal becomes part of a larger puzzle that the other person is drawn to complete. The charm of mystery lies in its unique ability to forge a deep emotional bond. It makes someone return to their thoughts about you again and again, captivated by what they still don't fully know. This sparks a subconscious desire to spend more time with you, to understand you more deeply, and as a result, they begin to miss you in your absence. Moreover, mystery preserves your autonomy in a world where oversharing has become the norm. By choosing what to reveal, you maintain control over how you're perceived, shaping your own narrative. Creating a halo of mystery safeguards your personal boundaries and ensures that you don't become too predictable or too accessible. This not only makes you more compelling, but also signals that you are an independent person with a rich, fulfilling life that doesn't rely on constant external validation. By keeping parts of yourself private, you cultivate an image of someone with emotional depth and personal complexity, someone not easily understood at first glance. And this element of the unknown can be incredibly attractive. Remember, the most exciting relationships are often those where there's always something new to discover about the other person. By embracing mystery, you ensure that your relationships remain alive and vibrant. However, it's essential to balance mystery with authenticity. Being mysterious doesn't mean being dishonest or misleading. It's about being sincere with what you do share, but revealing it thoughtfully, like painting a picture where each brushstroke adds depth and color. But the full masterpiece is only visible over time. In the end, mystery doesn't just capture attention, it builds a stronger, more meaningful connection, where both people are constantly uncovering new layers of each other. The second rule for making someone truly miss you is understanding the power of scarcity. This principle, deeply rooted in human psychology, suggests that we place greater value on things that are rare or difficult to obtain. In the context of relationships, scarcity means managing your time, energy, and attention in a way that makes them feel precious, not like resources that are always available in abundance. When someone is always accessible, always quick to respond, they can start to seem overly predictable, and eventually, they might even be taken for granted. Overexposure can dull emotional impact, and what is easily obtained is rarely treasured. But when you introduce an element of scarcity into your interactions, you create urgency and importance. By not always being available, by not responding instantly, you send a subtle message that your presence is a privilege, not a given. This small shift in behavior can profoundly affect how you're perceived. Your replies, your time, your energy become valued tokens, not automatic entitlements. Scarcity also fuels anticipation and desire. When someone can't access you constantly, they naturally begin to think of you more, to wonder, to miss you. During periods of absence, the emotional vacuum you leave behind can stir a powerful desire in another person, causing them to revalue the moments of connection they once took for granted. Your absence itself becomes a silent force that highlights the significance of your presence. However, it's crucial to balance this intentional scarcity with authenticity and warmth. This isn't about playing manipulative psychological games or being unavailable without cause, but about establishing a healthy rhythm in the relationship, where both individuals have space for their own lives, ensuring that each interaction remains meaningful and deeply felt. When managed properly, scarcity is not manipulation. It's a mindful way to emphasize the inner worth you bring through your personality, your attention, and your emotional energy. By applying this principle, you also reinforce your independence. You don't need to be constantly present to be valued or loved. On the contrary, when you dedicate time to yourself, your personal growth, your goals, your own worldview, become a more complete, fascinating individual. This independence nourishes not just your own life, but also enriches the dynamics of the relationship, allowing both people to retain their unique identities. The third rule for making someone truly miss you is authenticity, a concept that might seem simple but carries profound implications for how we connect and are perceived. To be truly seen, flaws, quirks, passions, and all is to be truly known. And this honesty creates the foundation for any lasting relationship. Authenticity draws people in because it is rare. In a world shaped by social norms and constant pressure to conform, authenticity shines like a beacon. From a young age, we are taught to adapt, to align with expectations, to become what others want to see. But when someone boldly breaks free from these molds and shows up as their real self, they become captivating, a breath of fresh air in a world dulled by sameness. To be authentic requires courage. It means being open to rejection, knowing that not everyone will understand or accept you, but choosing to remain true to yourself because you recognize the worth of your own identity. This bravery, this unapologetic self-acceptance, radiates a rare kind of confidence and energy that is impossible to ignore. When you're genuinely yourself, you not only inspire others to do the same, but you also build deeper, more sincere relationships. Authenticity sets you apart. It makes you unforgettable, because people don't remember those who simply blend in. They remember those with the strength to be fully themselves. To be authentic is to be someone who brings a unique and meaningful perspective into the lives of others, someone who cannot be replaced or replicated. It's important to note that authenticity doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. It's not about forcing your traits or opinions onto others, but about expressing yourself while honoring and respecting the differences in those around you. Authenticity is not a wall, it's a bridge that allows for real human connection, built on respect, mutual understanding, and emotional honesty. When you live authentically, you give others silent permission to do the same, creating a space where everyone is safe to be exactly who they are. In addition, authenticity is a powerful source of energy and passion. When you follow your true interests and pursue your hobbies without worrying about how others may judge you, you radiate an energy that is not only genuine but deeply magnetic. People are naturally drawn to this kind of energy because it stems from a place of inner conviction and purpose. It's not manufactured, it's born from passion. Authenticity inspires others to miss your presence because they crave the brightness, warmth, and sincerity that only someone truly in tune with themselves can offer. Ultimately, being authentic means recognizing your intrinsic worth without relying on external validation to confirm. It means living in alignment with your values, your beliefs, and your dreams, rather than allowing societal expectations to dictate who you should be. When you live this way, you become not only a more joyful and fulfilled person, but also irresistibly attractive to those who are seeking depth and real connection. So instead of molding yourself into what you think others want, embrace your full self, your strengths, your flaws, your passions, and you'll not only stand out, but you'll also make others want to be near you, drawn by the unique and genuine connection only you can offer. The fourth rule to make someone miss you is built on the timeless idea of leaving them wanting more, a principle that plays a vital role, not just in relationships, but in storytelling, entertainment, and even negotiations. At its core, it's about mastering the art of moderation and managing expectations to sustain emotional engagement and interest. When we interact with someone, whether in conversation, on a date, or through casual messages, natural to want to keep the connection going endlessly. However, dragging things out can dull emotional intensity and lead to predictability or even boredom. This is where the rule of leaving at the emotional peak comes into play. By ending the interaction while the energy is still high and the desire is still strong, you create a sense of anticipation, a lingering emotional echo that leaves the other person wishing the moment had lasted longer. This gap becomes a space where missing you begins, where their mind replays the moment and longs for its return. There are emotions and desires that linger after an interaction, those moments when someone is left with a sense of unfinished emotional connection. When their mind keeps replaying the conversation or encounter, building anticipation for the next time. This psychological mechanism, leaving a person with the desire for more, is one of the most powerful tools for staying present in someone's thoughts. When an interaction ends at its emotional peak, it creates a lasting imprint. The other person begins to think about what could have been said, what more they wanted to share, or simply replays the joy of that time with you. This mental repetition deepens desire and emotional attachment, subtly anchoring you in their thoughts and feelings, even when you are physically absent. The ability to leave someone wanting more is not just an emotional tactic, it's a way to set a rhythm in the relationship that reinforces the value of your time and presence. It communicates that your company is something to be cherished, not taken for granted. This approach not only heightens the other person's desire to spend more time with you, but also teaches them to appreciate the moments you do share more fully. On a broader scale, this principle fosters meaningful, high-quality interactions, rather than frequent but diluted ones. Instead of dragging conversations or meetings until the energy fades, you focus on creating experiences that are memorable and emotionally rich, moments that leave a lasting impression. This doesn't mean you need to be distant or overly calculated, but rather that you're attuned to the natural emotional flow of your interactions and can gracefully exit while the connection is still strong. Ending on a high note leaves both people with positive emotions and a shared anticipation for the next encounter. This strategy also highlights the essential role of expectation in human relationships. Anticipation is a powerful element of desire. When someone knows more is coming but isn't sure when or how, their imagination fills the gap, heightening their emotional investment. The space between meetings or conversations becomes a fertile ground where longing grows, making the eventual reconnection more exciting and meaningful. However, it is crucial to apply this principle with balance and authenticity. It is not about emotionally manipulating the other person or creating artificial scarcity, but about respecting the natural rhythm of human connection and valuing the emotional impact you leave behind. The rhythm of human connection often requires sensitivity and timing. Sometimes it's far better to end a conversation or interaction on a high note, leaving the other person with a warm and lasting impression, than to prolong it until it loses its charm. By doing so, you not only preserve the spark of the relationship, but also create an atmosphere where both individuals eagerly anticipate the next meeting. This emotional anticipation is vital in maintaining desire and interest over time. The fifth rule to make someone truly miss you is based on projecting confidence and charisma, two qualities that, when combined, form a magnetic presence. Confidence is not to be confused with arrogance. It is a deep and sincere understanding of who you are and what you have to offer, independent of external validation or approval. Real confidence is revealed in how you carry yourself, the way you speak, how you handle both calm and challenging situations. It shows in your ability to navigate uncertainty without being shaken, to admit your mistakes without shame, and to remain open and vulnerable without feeling threatened. This kind of confidence garners respect and admiration because it reflects emotional maturity and a strong sense of self. Charisma, on the other hand, is your ability to attract and hold the attention of others, not through superficial charm or loudness, but through authenticity, presence, and empathy. A charismatic person doesn't just speak well, they listen with care, making others feel seen, heard, and valued. Charisma is about making people feel good in your presence, instilling a sense of ease and connection. When you combine confidence with charisma, you create a powerful effect on others. You become someone they look up to, someone whose presence they find enriching and uplifting. This union makes you stand out effortlessly and creates a space where genuine bonds can form. When people experience this kind of presence, they are naturally drawn to it, and they begin to miss it in its absence, not because of dependence, but because of the rare emotional impact it leaves behind. They want to be near you, not because they need something from you, but simply because of how they feel when they are around you, uplifted, inspired, alive. That emotional experience becomes a lasting imprint, a memory they return to when you're gone, which naturally makes them miss you. This is the power of positive presence. When you cultivate qualities like confidence, charisma, and inner balance, you don't just become more attractive, you begin to leave behind a lasting emotional resonance in others. The sixth rule to make someone miss you is tied to one of the most common traps in relationships: the constant need for approval. Of course, it's natural to want to be valued and appreciated. But when that desire turns into a craving for validation, it can backfire. It can make you appear insecure, overly dependent, or even desperate, ultimately diminishing your presence and emotional appeal. Rather than constantly seeking validation, redirect that energy inward toward building a rich, fulfilling life. For yourself, invest in your passions, goals, and personal growth. Cultivate a strong sense of identity that doesn't hinge on anyone else's opinion. When you do this, you not only become more self-sufficient and emotionally whole, but you also project an aura of independence and depth. This, in turn, creates intrigue, and you're not chasing attention or approval. People begin to wonder about you. What drives you? What keeps you fulfilled? What kind of life you lead without their constant presence? That curiosity can become a powerful force that pulls them toward you emotionally, making them miss you when you're away. Importantly, applying these principles requires sincerity and balance. This isn't about playing mind games or manipulating emotions. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and allowing that natural energy to attract others. When you live with this intention, others begin to look forward to your presence with anticipation, not out of need, but from genuine admiration and emotional connection. Thank you for watching the video. You've made it to the end. Write "I am stoic" in the comments as our secret sign that you're a true student of growth. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this resonated with you. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, develop your own depth.